happy. Oh, God.
Oh,
It's going to be a long 3 days. Happy October 24 hours of CrossFit Marathon. I totally overslept. I'm so thrown off because I was awake at like 6:45. It is Friday, October
17th, 18th.
18th?
18th.
18th. And I'm at my mom's. Last time we filmed, we said we would be in my house. I lied. No, life just has been insane this past month. And a friend of mine was in a really bad, her husband and son were in a really bad car accident. They're fine, but it's been a lot of trying to help them. And so the weekends I was going to be decorating my house, we were over helping them. And and then this past work week was just like, whoa, a lot going on. So I texted Mom on Wednesday and said, hey, guess what? Don't pack your stuff.
Wednesday night after work, which was fine.
So we are at Mom's.
Yeah. No, she actually called and she said, so how much do you have packed to come to my house? And I don't pack ahead of time that much. The only thing I had packed was I'd gone and gotten wine, and I left the wine in the car figuring, well, I'll take it in my house because I'm going to Jen's, and that was in the car, but that was it. So
we were at Mom's because I needed to. And Brandon just started a new job, so he's been coming home trying to like do some picking up and helping me with stuff. And because I really do not clean, like that is not my thing. So he does all of that, and he does our laundry, and he does like all of those sorts of things. And he's just reacclimating to a schedule different than what he'd been doing. So it's just been a really weird. So I'm just pretty much thinking my house will be Halloween during Christmas this year, which is fine
it is
with
a lot
me.
of time anyway.
You know, I'm really okay with that. So we are here and we are going to be stitching. Now I am Halloween, Poe, anything spooky and dark. My mom is not. She does not know how she spawned me, and or how she is okay with me being all of these things. I'm not exactly. She embraces it really well. She buys me all the spooky cross stitch patterns. She is wanting us to get another skeleton for our front yard. You know, like
fun.
She doesn't. And I mean, when I grew up, we did Halloween. Like,
well, we
lived in
a
really cute little town, and Halloween was big.
I mean, they had the Halloween parade at school, and then after school, they went trick-or-treating. It was a real quaint little Victorian town, safe, and it was at night.
And I never dressed up as scary Halloween. Right. It was always, you know, I was a bumblebee in kindergarten, and I was one of the princesses riding. I was never like a store-bought Halloween costume. I had really good Halloween costumes. And we did it until about, 5th grade?
5th or 6th grade. And that's actually when stuff really started coming out more about, you know, what was going on at Halloween. And as a parent of a 10, 11, 12-year-old, you're reading the horrible things and practices and what, you know, and churches started not to celebrating it. And I'm thinking, why are we doing this? And, of course, my birthday is the day before Halloween. I'm an October 30th birthday, and growing up, we stopped doing Halloween just because, well, my mom always says because of my birthday, so we didn't trick or treat.
Put the blame somewhere.
Yeah. So I got blamed for that. So I grew up really little doing trick or treat, but then we never trick or treated because actually our town did it on the 30th instead of the 31st. But it was fun, but the time she got that old, and we were in a congregation that everybody was kind of embracing the fall festival.
Well, we were in Jewish,
instead.
So Halloween was Purim. You know, it was happening in March instead of this, because that's when you could dress up and do that. So it wasn't like
she had to give that up.
I ever gave it, and I honestly couldn't tell you when I took it back. I don't know. I mean, I don't think when I lived with Beth that we would decorate for Halloween. She wasn't a decorator anyway. She didn't really love it. We might have done like Halloween parties and stuff, but it really, I don't think was until I got married. And then it started with me just loving fall. Right. And like my wedding anniversary is the 26th of October. And so it was always a big like fall. And then I don't know, like we just collectively, Brandon and I really just like spooky and dark and that kind of stuff, and not like horror, like we're not slasher, But it was before
Yeah.
Brandon. I got into doing like the haunted mazes and
Yeah.
like the
It became very popular.
Yeah.
It started to become a lot more popular, and then in cross stitch, it became really
It did,
popular.
and I think that might be
And
what, because
that's
a lot of
probably
my
what-
decor is just cross stitch
Yeah.
Halloween decor,
Right.
And I vibe with more of the vintage Halloween style. When I'm doing my
Yeah.
stuff. But anyway, so what we're going to do this weekend is, the whole goal was to film in my Poe parlor and do that. So I'm prepping my Poe shirt. I have a Poe mug. It's a Lennox. I have a whole set of these now. Brandon got them the other day. There's a clock on it, though. I thought it was very appropriate.
Oh, very cool.
And it's in a language that I don't read, so I don't know what it says, but that's okay. So we are going to watch scary movies here. So I brought a whole bunch, and more like the either not super slashery, like maybe original Halloween and Friday the 13th, like those ones, but not like Texas Chainsaw, and like that might be a little bit too much for her.
Even if I'm not looking at the screen.
Yeah, but I am pushing her a little bit out of her comfort zone, and so I'm going to be stitching Halloween. She's going to be somewhat stitching Christmas.
Yeah, I figured I'd
not
pick,
holding it.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So our first movie we are going to do is Nightmare Before Christmas, because I don't think she's ever seen it, because she thinks it's like evil about Christmas, and it really isn't. And so I'm gonna make her watch that, and we're gonna see how she feels about it when we come back. But we have I brought over all my movies, and it's a great time of year to do that because they're all streaming everywhere. So we are going to watch a movie and stitch on I am going to stitch on a project during each movie. So I brought over all my dark stitching. I have stuff everywhere, and I'm just gonna kind of pick, if I can tie them to the movie, I will. You know me and my desire for connections, and I do have one for the first one, which I'm pretty excited about. So, which I hadn't even been thinking about till last night. So, and then I think what we're gonna do with moving from movie to movie is, not that you guys really care about this part, but I do, is that we won't do a movie that is from the same decade. So, like, you have to jump out of a decade. I need a reason why I do something. And so my mom was like, how are we doing movies? And I was like, I have no idea.
Because I let her pick. I told her when we knew we were doing this, and it was going to be Halloween, she was doing... Originally, I said, you pick the movies and I'm fine. And because I knew she wasn't going to do Chainsaw and those kind of gory ones. I said, but like,
I don't know that she's ever seen Scream. And I know what she did last summer. Like the cult classic Halloween movies that are just not super scary, not super ridiculous, well, actually very ridiculous, but, for very different reasons. Right. So.
And I mean, we're stitching, so it's not like we're sitting there eating popcorn, waiting
the movie. For the jump scares.
Right. My eyes aren't on the TV that much anyway. So, so she was in charge of picking and
so I had a whole list. I've got a list of 60 some scary movies, and then it's hard to tell. It's like, okay, is this a Halloween movie or is this just a thriller? How do you make that distinction to say? And I just don't know the answer to that. So some of them on the list may not really be scary movies, or may not be Halloween movies. They may just be scary, suspenseful, but whatever. So I was all set. I was like, I'm gonna match. Well, it's really hard with some of the generic, because then I also really want to watch Vincent Price or Hitchcock or the old ones, because I never did old movies. I was always, if it was not in color, forget it. And growing up, I just wouldn't do it. But now I appreciate, and I especially Vincent Price, I want to do the original House on Haunted Hill and The Birds and things like that by Hitchcock. So, but I was having trouble because if it's just a generic Halloween movie, I'm like, well, what project can I pick? Any of them could fit. There's not really a real reason. Or if it's a movie that I haven't really seen, like some of the really old ones, I'm like, how do I make that connection? So I really still don't know how this is going to work. We will see as the day goes on. So anyway, I am going to, for the first movie, work on this project because it is The Christmas Witch by Kathy Barrick. So I felt like that perfect. Tied in perfectly. Yeah. I started this during 222. And I am here. So it's hard to see on the fabric, but her dress is there. So working on her dress and going. So I'm going to work on her.
So I decided, because for the past several weeks, I've been working on fall, and I've been working on turkeys, little for pillows.
Are you
Do you want to show it now?
Yeah, I think we need to show it now because
I had ordered this turkey basket. I got the idea.
How cool is it?
Because I had a real little turkey basket. I don't know where it's at. And I'm thinking when I started putting out my fall stuff, I'm thinking, oh, I need a bigger turkey basket. That'd be so cute to put. That's over
We'll
there.
get it.
It was really little wicker one. But they would be cute for a bigger one. So I went on Etsy, and there's tons of them, and they're all pretty vintage. And I searched and searched, and then I found that one, and I loved it. I thought, oh, that will be perfect to set my little pillows, and I'll do all little turkeys in it. So I ordered it, and this woman, she was in Washington, sent it immediately. It was like the 24th of September. It got shipped, I think, that day. She was amazing. Got shipped. And so then I got out all my little ones, and I started working on turkey things. So I'd have more, and I had these done that are in that. So I've been working on turkeys for it. And make a long story short, I just got the basket a few days ago because it got lost. It was in Michigan's distribution center, which was horrible during COVID. It was the nightmare during COVID, but it's been fine since. It was there for 2 weeks. It left Indianapolis, and we didn't hear from it for 2 weeks. I really thought it was lost. And the Amanda that I got it from, I let her know, just I haven't gotten it. And she got on the case, and we got on, and then all of a sudden it showed up, and I got it. And I'm so excited because it's so much better than it even was. Mm-hmm. So I'd been doing turkey. So I thought, well, I'll do little minis for Christmas, little pillows. And now I'm going to search for a basket for Christmas minis. But to do those, and then I can do one for each movie or get some finished. And it's kind of evolved from that. So I just put some stitches in several things because I like to have them started. But one of them that I'm going to work on, and I probably this hour's by Sweet Wing, Glory to the Newborn King. And it looks like it's going to be big. It's not. It's only 2.5 inches wide. I'm doing it on 40 count. So I think I'll work on that one since I'm showing it this hour. And then I have a fall. I'm working. Actually, well, we're going long, so I'll show you later. Okay. I've got a big fall project, Plum Street's Olga the stocking. We've had it for years, and so many people have been showing it. I had started it. I have lots of fill-in now, and which when you don't want to look at your chart. So I've pulled that out. I was doing that this morning when I thought she was dead because usually our bedroom's upstairs. I couldn't tell you
the last time I slept past 9:30.
She's downstairs, and usually when I get up on the days she's here, she's already up from downstairs. Well, I came out at like 8 o'clock. It was early, and she wasn't. So I did around, got things ready, and set up. I was so proud of myself. And got our ironing ready, and the crock pot's out for stuff. And she doesn't come. And I sat down and thought, oh, I'll fill in. And I hear my husband up in the bedroom.
Which
and
I don't know that I've ever gotten up after
before,
my dad.
Right. And I'm hearing him, but it takes him a really long time in the morning. And I'm looking at the clock, and it's like 9 o'clock. And it's like, well, that's really odd for Jen. And I knew she went down at 10. So we were up a little later, but...
still not.
So I finally decided I'm giving her till 9:30, and I'm going to have to go check because this is not like her. And I'm thinking I'm going to send Lee because when she was a baby, I always made him go in to see her in the morning to make sure she was alive and not me. And I thought, no, she's in her 40s. I need to do this. So I went down at 9:30. No lights are on downstairs. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And luckily, the door to the bedroom was open.
Which is not normal, because I usually have
and I could hear the TV, which, she listens to TV all night. But I got close enough, and I could look. It was the cats probably were in and opened it wider.
No, I left it open because I was not planning on going back to sleep.
And I could hear her. I could hear her breathing, and it's like, okay, she's alive, which is fine. We're not on any time thing. I just figured she was dead.
Because I was solidly awake at 6:30, like solidly, had been to the bathroom like 50 million times, was up, was thinking about our movie progression, was doing all that, and then I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, around 7:30. I was like, I think I could fall asleep again, and
I mean, she was
crashed.
solidly asleep. I
Yeah.
knew she was because then I went in and I got some stuff out of the sewing room and came back up. And then Lee came out, or no,
No, I
you
was
did
up
get
when he
up
came
before
out, yeah.
he came out because then I told him you almost were going to have to go down. But she came
Yeah,
walking
because I
up
feel like I
15
look
minutes
like I
later.
normally do, like second, third
Yeah,
day
right.
in these things, and I'm just like, no, hair's not getting done today.
So she's
It's
a little
just not happening.
grumpier
It's-
than when she came up.
But I'm drinking coffee. I don't think I was drinking coffee
No,
last
I don't
time,
think
so
you
I am
were.
still drinking coffee. Or I am again drinking coffee,
Yeah.
which is a very happy thing.
Yeah.
I admitted it to my doctor this past week. I was like, I know I'm not supposed to, but how do you feel about this? And she was like, you can. And I was like, oh, good, because I have been. So
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to tell you that. And yeah, I need that. I've also had a couple glasses of wine and during the evenings. But still feeling
Reintroduced
really, really, really
alcohol.
good.
Yeah, looking
and,
really good.
You know, down about 45 pounds or so. So we like that. And just
Brandon got a really nice new
some
cover
new
up. Yeah.
cardigans and things. And so yeah, my whole morning routine though is so different than it typically is. So I'm like up here shoving my vitamins in and trying to do take all the pills I have to take and whatnot. But we're good, and I'm hoping we'll get through at least 13 movies. That would be my just 13 spooky, whatever. So we will see. I'm gonna keep track of stitching time this time, which I don't typically do, but I think I'm gonna run a timer just to see how close we get to actual 24 hours of stitching time throughout our weekend. I do not have to work on Monday, which is really helpful because I'm traveling to Florida next week for work, so I get to take some time off towards the beginning of the week, which lined up very nicely since I blew all my time for surgery, and I'm saving anything I can get till Christmas so I can be off then. So this worked out well.
Yeah.
So we're going to just get settled, watch our first movie, and we'll show you where we got. I did bring over a bunch of my finishes, and I do not remember what I showed during, because I just have been keeping anything I've finished this year, I think, in a basket. And so I figured throughout the filming I'd show you some of my spookier finishes, and go with that. And then I have them at Mom's house so we can go down and see what frames we can get for them. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our plan, and we will be back at some point.
Okay. Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, one movie down. So it wasn't what you thought it would be, that movie.
No.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I actually think it's
can't
more
imagine
of a
that
Christmas movie than a Halloween movie, but
And I can't imagine that we didn't watch it when it came out.
I don't think we ever watched
Really?
it when it came out. No, I have no memory of it from my childhood. It would have been, it's like a Brandon movie for me. So
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I worked on Christmas Witch. I got the crow in, I got her arms in, started to do some placement in the dress. I go back and forth whether I want to do the whole dress and then just fill in the little symbols in it, or if I want to have them in
Symbols and then fill in around them.
yeah, but some of it is snowflakes, and so I don't like doing white and
Afterwards?
jumping. So I think I want it blocked out. I find when you jump around with white, you can tell that you're jumping around more. And so I figured if I had the stuff surrounding it, it would be better than just doing the white first and then stitching the color around it. So that's what I worked on.
You gonna show what you're gonna work on? You want me
I
to?
can.
Okay.
Well, I figured I'd show you a finish too. So this I finished last night. Figured it kind of fit with this, with the stitching and the witches and the whatnot. So this is The Good Stitching Witch by Stacey Nash. And I worked on it last night, and now it was done. So that was a recent finish. Why don't you show what you did, and then we'll talk about what we're doing next.
So this is once again from Sweet Wing Studio and the Newborn King. So I just got down to the letter, and it'll say "Glory to the Newborn King," and then I think the bottom is exactly the border like
Just
the top,
reversed,
but
mirrored.
reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah, upside down. There's a lot of different color changes in
It's
it.
cute.
But it's cute. It's
Yeah.
pretty, and I'm doing it on 40 count. Lamb's wool, and it's pretty. I have to be careful with how much I do skip because,
Yeah.
like you said, you can see the threads. So I'm running it under in between, but I'm not cutting. I also hate when you don't run it if you're cutting it off, and if you can't cut that tail really close. I hate seeing a tail sticking out
Yeah.
on top when it's framed. It's like, oh, that stupid thread's there, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. We're the only ones that notice anything like that.
I know. I have a couple. It
Nobody
really
else.
depends, like what color fabric you're stitching it
Yeah.
on, and no, it's with the white. I have
Oh,
a hardest
I have
time
never.
getting the X's to look neat when I stitch with white. Anyway,
You almost have to punch and stab.
punch and stab, and I
white.
don't
Yeah,
understand why,
I
but
know.
it's. So our next movie that we're going to do is The Raven with John Cusack, going with the Poe theme. And then we also saw there's one with Vincent Price. So we might, I don't know if we'll film in between. We'll see how we're feeling after
Yeah.
the first one. And then if we feel like we're just going to keep going, we may just
Yeah.
watch 2 Raven movies.
Yeah, because it's probably a short one. That I didn't look
The
at how
older
long
ones
the older
typically
ones. Yeah,
aren't super long.
I can't believe it's not going to
And
be.
I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas is
Was
only
only-
an hour and 15 minutes. So I am counting like stitching time as we're doing this. So I think I was at like 101 hour and 22 minutes. Brandon is calling me because I told him to call me, but I'm just going to make him wait. Next, I'm going to be doing the Dream Journal by Heartstring Samplery. I started this for one marathon back in 2022, I think, for 222. I am changing what's going to go in this little bubble. Some of it will be the same, but some of it will be more to like the things that are my quirks and my whatnots. So we're going to pause a minute and I'm going to answer Brandon. Hold on. Sorry about that. I texted him right before we started filming and we're like, call me, which I hate those kind of texts because then I think the world is ending.
Right.
And then so I was like, well, actually I can just text you what I wanted to, but he only read the first message I sent him and I sent him 3. And so I was like, I just need to make sure he knows that I'm alive. So anyway, I started it on a marathon. It is designed to go like around a notebook so it can just kind of look like a book and be a journal. So I'm going to work on this. I think I'm going to, as much as I typically am a stitch on this side and work over, I think I'm going to go and work on the writing on the other side. And maybe the fill-in of the girl. I don't know. We'll see. So that's what I'm going to work on for the next movie or so.
And I'm going to continue. I think I'm going to continue with this because I want to get the words in, and then I'll maybe switch after the next one to something different. But
Yeah.
I feel like I
So-
got a good start, and I want to get the top part finished with all filled in with all the different colors too, and then maybe the words can be in, and
Yeah.
I'll have
Well,
a-
and here's my connection piece that we're going to really strive for, is I'm going to strive for my finishes that I show you to connect to the movies that we're watching too,
Yeah.
or the pieces that I'm stitching.
oh geez.
And I have one for this one, and it
Okay.
might be the only other one that I can connect. But I'm pretty like, oh, I could show them that I finished this project.
Okay.
So we will have that the next time that we come on. It's about 12:15 almost, and yeah, we're just gonna keep stitching like we always do. So
Okay.
talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
We're back. So we ended up watching 2 movies. The second of which was terrible.
Yeah.
Probably like. So we watched The Raven, which was John Cusack, and that was like fictional story of what happened in Edgar Allan Poe's end of life.
Yeah.
And then we watched the other Raven, which is Boris Karloff and Vincent Price and Jack Nicholson.
Was it?
and, and it was like campy. It was really
Yeah.
campy. And so like I appreciate good campy horror. Like Young Frankenstein is one of my favorites, but this was not good.
This was pretty silly, but
So-
it was done in '63. So, and they made a video game out of it in 2007. Probably because of Jack Nicholson really being in it too, and him getting popular, and it might have been a cult thing like some of the weird ones were from back then. I don't know, but
I don't know. So I worked on my piece for both movies. So I said I was going to start with the writing, but I decided to fill in the head because I think I'll have enough floss for it, but I figured I wanted to make sure that was the same since it was
That was smart.
So then I went over. I did make a mistake. One of the E's in darkness I did the wrong way, so I didn't like one of the stitches is out of place, so it's a little off. But I don't think anybody can tell, so I'm not going to worry about it. So that's what I worked on for the past couple hours.
And I worked on my newborn king and got the words done and the top part all filled in and finished. Started on the bottom border, but I'm going to put it away now and work on something else. So
Okay.
that's pretty.
It is. So I said I would coordinate my finishes to show you. And so since it was Poe, and we watched 2 movies, I'm showing 2 pieces that were finished. So I don't know if I've showed this one yet, but this is by Modern Folk Embroidery, and it is, I don't remember, Spirits of the Dead, Spirit something. I'll find out in a second if Mom would hold it. I don't know why I always have to hold all of the things.
You always hold.
Yeah, Spirits of the Dead by Modern Folk.
Because you know what you're doing.
So that one I finished earlier this year. I don't know when. It will sometime go in the Poe room.
That's really pretty, the red.
Isn't it a good red? It was a Victorian motto. And then I did have hopes that I would have this framed for us before we came together, but I don't. I started this during 222, and it is the Shores of Hawk Run, but I reworked it all to tell the story of Annabelle Lee. So I reordered the blocks and then recharted the writing in each block to kind of just recount the Annabelle Lee poem. I am so happy with how it turned out.
Beautiful.
I really, really love it, and it will look great in the Poe room. And Annabelle Lee's like my favorite Poe poem, and reminds me of my dad because he used to quote lines from it. And then we have a dog named Annabelle Lee. So my last with
that fabric is gorgeous too. I really like
Lakeside Autumn Gold. It's the best. So.
Very nice.
So those 2. Did you have some finishes you were going to show?
No.
Oh,
I mean, I just
ironing?
iron. Yeah, I don't have to do them now. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So I need a break from that kind of movie. So I didn't really have a good connection piece. So I just picked a Halloween movie or a Halloween stitching piece and figured maybe we would do Scream or something kind of different.
Okay.
So I pulled out Spooky Countdown by Primitive Hair. So I'm going to be working on this. I think I've only worked on it once during 222. So don't have much done. Stitching, I think it's 36 count Murky by Picture This Plus. And so that's what I'm doing. It as one piece, not all the individual little pillows.
Thank goodness, because you did the other Christmas one and all the little cubes.
Well, the cubes were made to be cubes. I'm going to do the Halloween cubes like that. No. Whose fault is that?
Okay, I'm going to do, I'm doing Baby Jesus. Halloween. I'm doing Joy to the World by Emily Call, which used to be Salt and Pepper. And I just think that is so pretty, the fabric that she did. And I think I'm doing it on the same fabric that she used there in the picture. So I'm going to work on...
Magical Gray? You have Magical Gray?
Well, I have Gray, and it's by Zweigart. So, and it looks the same.
Okay.
So, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I have Magical Gray, and that's why I'm doing it for Halloween. No, it is not.
So we're going to throw some stuff in crock pots and do that. Brandon got my dad do his car, and I hit the side of my garage with my car, a few months ago, over the summer, and tore off part of my side view mirror. And the other day I got a text from my mom that Dad backed into the garage with the trunk still up.
When she'd walked right by the car, was backed up to the garage,
So it's
and
apparently,
that it was
yeah.
open because we had unloaded it, and I'd gotten home from my mother, and I will back up the car to the garage if his car's in it and let him back it up. I just don't want to hit his car. And so it was backed up there. We got everything unloaded. I ran in. I had to go to the bathroom, and I heard this crunch, and I thought, oh, he hit the freezer or something. Well, no, he forgot to shut the hatch, and that hit the top.
So
So my little spoiler.
Yeah, it was
came
just the spoiler.
off.
It was really,
Yeah.
they were very lucky, but I had to laugh because we've got
Yeah.
how many 43 years
Yeah,
how old am
I
I?
know.
42 without ever hitting anything. Both of us have never caused any accidents. Never. I mean, we've been in them, but we've never been the reason it's happened. And
Within months.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
both involved in garages.
And of course, then we took him. We both of us took it. We have this great mechanic. We just love him. And of course, this is body work, but it's just
They
like
still did
we
it.
gotta go to Baker's because they're the best. And they said, oh yeah, we'll fix it. They were great. And we're
Yeah.
trading my car in. It's 14 years old, so we didn't want to spend a lot of money to get it fixed. Nothing was bent or crashed. He just came off. So, and they ended up keeping it overnight, so we didn't get it yesterday.
So it worked out that Brandon's working like literally around the corner from
Yeah.
my parents' house now, so it worked out quite well.
Quite well,
So,
yeah.
so we're gonna go stitch some
Okay.
more, and we will be back a little bit later.
Okay, bye.
Hello, we're back again. We watched a movie.
Scream.
First time I ever saw that, I was with my friend from high school, and her mom was like, she took horse stuff, so they had like this camper van that they had to bed in, but it wasn't like an RV or anything. It was just like a, I mean, this is back in the 90s, right? 96, I think it came out. So we were at one of her mom's horse shows, and we put the movie on in the middle of the woods in New Jersey. And that was the first time I ever saw Scream, and
Pine Barrens in New
yep,
Jersey.
it was
Oh,
a
boy.
little scary.
Because you were pretty young.
Oh, 96, yeah, what, 14?
Yeah.
I mean, it was out, so maybe 15. Not that young. So, I worked on Spooky Countdown. So I didn't have any of Countdown in, and I didn't have any of the Nevermore block in. And I think what I'm going to do is try to get the blocks across and then down the sides so that I know the placement of the blocks is all right. I tend not to love to do back stitching to the end, but I feel like that, especially if I have black in the block that it is in, I'd like to anchor my back stitching more that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I think I'm just going to keep this out. I'm not ready to put it away yet.
Yeah.
So
And I got in the star in the stable, one of the flowers, and starting with Mary and Joseph and the halo on Jesus. So
looks good.
colors are really pretty on this.
Mhm.
I mean, they're not colors I would normally pick, but they really look nice on this.
Is this 40 count?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to stick with the Scream spin-off. They mentioned Halloween a lot in that movie and referenced Jamie Lee Curtis quite a ton. So we're
Yeah.
going to jump backwards in time and go to the original Halloween. It's not that long. And we'll decide what we're going to do after that. So I think
'Cause this was
this was our fourth movie.
so this will be our fifth movie that we're
Yeah,
gonna watch,
I'm
so.
at about, because I'm running a timer for like when I'm stitching, and I'm at like 6 hours and 30 minutes right now. So I'd like to get at least 8 hours in the first day,
Yeah.
which I don't think will be a problem. So
Especially since you slept so late today.
that's so weird. Eventually I need a shower. I feel kind of grody, but not yet.
Okay.
So we're gonna keep stitching. This doesn't feel like very exciting. Didn't really have much. I didn't bring a finish over. Do you want to show some of yours?
I can show. I brought up some of my turkeys that I've been stitching all month. This was actually a free chart by Tiny Modernist. Yeah. the colors are so
so
pretty.
cute.
And of course I'm DMC, so they're all DMC colors.
She sent it to me, and I was like, it's really cute. But did you miss the
Yeah.
S on thanks? Because it
Yeah.
said give thank.
Give
And I'm
thank,
thinking, I
yeah.
don't think that's
Right.
a saying.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but yeah, it's very cute.
And Jen picked this up when she was in Cincinnati. This is a Heart and Hand Tom turkey.
Yeah.
And I just thought she sent it to me and we didn't have it. And I thought that was so cute. So I did that one up. It was
Yeah, I
like,
was in
these are
Cincinnati earlier this month
Yeah.
and made a quick stop in
Keepsakes,
because
yeah.
I was there for work. But it was nice to see Steph.
And this was a free chart from Pinkerton
Is it
and
Pinkerton?
Pumpkin. Yeah. I've been trying to get like different looking turkeys. I think he is just cutest little turkey too.
He's
And
very
I'll
cute.
make it cute. Like I said, it's free. This is an old one
Is it
from
Cross-Eyed
Cross-Eyed Cricket. And she used to do stuff with the teddy bears. And the one thing is the turkey. He's dressed up like a turkey, and he's also dressed up like a pilgrim. And I do a lot of pilgrim. I got to do him. But I thought he was so cute,
Yeah,
and the
that's
colors
cute.
were good. So that's just
Some of
a
her
few of
turkeys.
them. I have a ton. So
Yeah.
gonna need another turkey basket.
She ordered me a basket from the same lady too. It's a pretty cool one. To figure
Yeah,
out where I'm gonna be putting it.
yeah. She had a lot of neat retro stuff. So anyway, okay.
We'll be back. Bye.
Bye.
Mom's a little grumpy this morning.
Wow. I woke up to hearing the toilet being flushed 2 times, and I'm thinking, oh no. Because when I get up, I have to get right to the bathroom, and as the toilet isn't working properly, that means I have to go further to a second or third or fourth bathroom that we do have. We have other ones, but it's a longer distance. Because little Miss Sunshine here was up regular time, not scaring me that she was dead this morning.
No.
And she's like, we're gonna go. I haven't even brushed my teeth.
She did go brush her teeth.
I did go brush my teeth. My coffee's not here.
You never bring your coffee over.
This is true. But it sounds good.
So we stitched till last night. We ended up watching Halloween, and then had you never seen it?
I'm sure I saw it sometime. It's such a horrible movie. I mean, it's so badly done. It's John Carpenter. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like Reefer Madness, but almost worse because it wasn't really funny bad. It was not any worse than the stupid The Raven that we
It's
watched.
way better than The Raven. Yes.
Oh my, I just couldn't believe how bad it was. And
You know what I spent last night doing?
after you went down?
Yeah. Looking up to see if Edgar Allan Poe actually owned a raccoon. Because in the movie, he had a pet raccoon. In the one with John Cusack. And so I was like, well, I never knew that. And that would be a great stitching thing to incorporate into my Poe room. That would give me a reason for all of my raccoons that I'm doing. No, there's no evidence that he ever had a raccoon. I'm not sure why they decided. I think it might have been to play with the idea that he possibly died of rabies, but
Oh, did he get bit?
they don't know. I mean, they just have no idea.
In the movie.
No, he didn't get bit in the movie, but it would have been. He
Yeah.
had, close proximity to a raccoon that he named Carl, I'm sure after Karl Marx. So it was just a whole, weird, what a weird choice when you're deciding to direct a movie about somebody's life to just add in some random pet raccoon.
Well, and especially since he didn't live out in the boondocks like Daniel Boone or something to have a wild animal. He lived in Baltimore, which I keep forgetting.
He lived in Philly and UVA.
Right, but he died in Baltimore.
I died in Baltimore, yes. So, anyway, I thought that was interesting because I was all excited. I was all ready to go in and be like, yes, raccoons. I love raccoons. Now I have a room to justify putting them in. No, there's no real reason. So...
Oh, God. Move your...
I'm fine. It's not gonna.
my
It's not
gosh.
gonna do anything. I started. Oh, I kept on the boxes and things like that. Part of me doesn't want to do all the back stitching before because if it goes right up to the edge, I don't like back stitch. I don't like back stitching before I put X's in. But I also really don't like not having the boxes in because I want to make sure everything's lined up. So it's going away, so I don't have to think about it for a while, and then I can decide how I'm going to do it. So that's that. Why does she look so confused?
I'm not looking confused. I'm looking at your coffee and that giant piece that you're working on.
Going to spill.
Just worked on my little thingy, and it's going away.
It's a lot of description.
I did Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus, but I like to get their faces in when I'm doing people. It just seems like it's appropriate that you put their face in, and I didn't have time because then we quit.
We stitched for like just over 8 hours stitching time, and my hands were done. Like I couldn't.
So, oops, so anyway, they have no faces.
I'm showing a finish that I got. This is Nantucket Broom Ride by Not Forgotten Farm. She reposted it. I had a little fangirl moment. It is stitched on Midnight Ride by X Jude, which the fabric is absolutely perfect. It's not coming up as blue. And I was a little nervous because the gray, I was like, is it going to stand out enough? But I love how this turned out. Yeah. Whales and witches and everything. It was a lot of stitching in that whale. And then there was one point where I realized I had crossed 2 with 1. Like I had done 2 stitches but only done 1 cross back over. And sometimes I'll leave it.
You leave it?
Sometimes. It depends.
Really?
Or I'll go in and try to like add another like over. If it's not gonna, but with the color floss that it was, there was no way I was gonna be able to get away with that. And so like when I cut out stitches, I make it way more difficult on myself. I don't just like find the stitches that it is. I unwind that whole floss, like that whole strand. And that was really complicated to try to find, but I did. It just took quite a while.
I wonder why you do that.
I don't think I have scissors that are sharp enough, like, to get under.
I just go in and I cut the top one, the longer one, over 2.
Yeah.
And ravel that long enough that I can tuck it under. You have to do it on both directions. And then the new one, I can catch those tails.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, though, it's scissors. I don't have any scissors.
Why are the houses upside down?
That's how it was designed.
Oh.
It's kind of like a globe. Oh. I knew she was going to comment on that too.
I never noticed that they were upside down.
They're upside down, and then the water is the right way. Why is a whale flying through the sky? It's...
Well, I don't think it looks like the whale's flying through the sky. It's just going over a wave.
Oh, I think it's fine. Okay. We're going to watch Practical Magic.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to work on casting a spell. Spells, witches, magic. I have a little bit done. I have the Halloween block done on this. We just used a whole bunch of random. Did we ever get the tray? Do we have the tray?
We have the tray.
We have the tray. And then I'm here on the house one. And then I've got a whole bunch of... well,
no, we have the tray.
So I'm just going to work on these. It's a harder one for me to do because I have to use 2 strands. And I'm not generally a 2-strand stitcher.
Anymore, but you were.
I was. Yeah.
I keep looking at my Be Thankful every time I turn the light on and go to the front door, and how neat those cross stitches were. And that's
over 2.
Oh my gosh, it's 2 strands, and it's like,
that's the cross-eyed cricket Be Thankful that she's talking about. I was stitching it for a while too, but I was doing it on like really little count. And I hated it. I started that one like 3 times, and I finally was like, you know what? Mom, stitch this. It's going to be mine someday. I don't need to stitch this. So I abandoned it.
Well, I think I'm going to go to a sampler This is a Leisure Arts sampler that was in Christmas Tree, their hardcover book, and it's called the Magnificent Story. And it has ornaments too, but and I've got that verse done up, but it's just I just love their samplers, and it says
the "For unto us a child is born."
Yeah. And his name is Wonderful Counselor or whatever.
I was just giving them the context of the verse. I wasn't saying the whole thing.
You could have done the whole thing, but you needed to stand up and say it and sit down really quick and check your Bible. Remember Bible drills.
Thumbs out.
And I'm doing that on a linen, I think a 40 count. So I think that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
To counteract the
evils that
I do like the practical. I was going to say we have to watch something like a little funny or like practical. I was going to suggest Practical Magic.
See, I know her.
Or
there's just some that I have to get in. You know, like I do want us to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer because again, it's one of those you're going to be like, oh my God, that's Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah. You have seen that one?
Yeah, I think that's one of them that I saw way back when it came out. So
I mean, that one's Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah. Ryan Phillip, like it's a whole bunch. So, and that one is based on a Lewis Duncan book, which when I was in school, she was my absolute favorite. Ransom actually is based on a Lewis Duncan book, I believe. Or she has a book named Ransom. Oh. So maybe that movie isn't really based on it.
She just made that.
I made it up. I do that sometimes. I pretend like I know what I'm talking about. And then I talk really like I do. I do it at work a lot. I had to tell my staff the other day, I was like, just because I'm saying something doesn't really mean I'm strongly believing it. Like, I just will advocate for the other side a lot. My one staff member, who's one of my really good friends, was like, yeah, I hate that about you. Because I have no idea if you're really, like, passionate about this or not. Like, yeah, well, you know, get me some wine and I'll tell you the real side. So we're going to stitch. Brandon, I talked to him last night. He might go into Sandusky for board gaming today. So there's a board game event. So I was like, ooh,
you can get us more food.
Can he bring us back?
We have so much food. We've been doing really good with not having too much food. And
see, I don't even feel like we have that much we're going to have leftovers.
We have meatballs in the crock pot.
But I want different protein.
Buffalo.
I made really good buffalo chicken.
Yeah, and it's because that's good protein for her. That's in the crock pot. We have this big thing she brought of shrimp that's just
Costco
beautiful.
Shrimp cocktail, the best.
Oh my gosh. We have cheese up the yin yang.
I know, but there's only so much cheese I can eat. Which is sad. But it's like
vegetables.
I've been doing I've been eating everything.
Full. I know. But I want him to go and get Chick-fil-A.
I'm on a steak kick. I don't know if it's back to iron and that kind of stuff. I mean, my iron is a little low. I'm taking my supplements again, but I'm just like, anytime I can get steak, I want steak.
That's your mother.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll have him get us something, or if he doesn't go, we'll make him still go get us something.
Yeah. Oh, he's up there with all those food things. He's going to want to go somewhere.
Oh, yeah. It's just if he doesn't go is the problem. We've gotten excited about it, and then he decided to stay home. And then he'll
disappoint us.
Yeah, I know.
She really will be grumpy, and then
Then I pull out the B card. Yeah. I caught myself because I tried to keep my language better in filming. Didn't say it. I said the B card.
What is
act like a
okay, that was good. Okay
we're gonna go stitch.
It's early. I mean, she's like up here earlier, 9:00, so we get an early start.
I was having like insane dreams, and it was like back where we lived in Philly. I had a dream that I bought a house on the one side of City Line Avenue, and then a like cart that I was renting went from my driveway across City Line Avenue and crashed in the house of the people across the street from me, and I had to go be like, did it break anything? And it did. And then they had a cat that had one ear in the middle of its head.
Well, that is
this was my dream this morning when I woke up. It was very, very vivid, and there was more to it than that, but I don't think you really care about it. So we're gonna go stitch, and bye. It's freezing today, but it's good. I mean, it's supposed to get up to like 73, so I don't really think it's that freezing. It's just nice and cold in here. And when I'm stitching, I don't have my like cardigan on, so like Brandon got me this one because of the thumb holes, and I love that. And but yeah, I don't sit with it on. I have a blanket I brought over. We were just talking because if I would have been thinking before, I would have stuck in like some of my framed Halloween stuff, and every time we filmed, swapped one of Mom's things for some Halloween or done that. But I wasn't thinking, and so we don't have that with us. So we watched Practical Magic. I worked on casting a spell, so I got a lot of the house filled in. It's not necessarily that I don't like working with 2 strands. It's that I don't like working with overdyed floss and 2 strands. Yes. Because I have to pull the full 6 strands and then like match up the 2 sides. You can't, I mean, not that I typically do a fold over trick anyway, but you want to make sure the dye is the same, like consistent on the strands. So you have to get them going the same way. And so it's got me like wanting to just finish a whole 6 strand rather than like keep going. So I started like a few of the other blocks just to kind of use up that strand. And then I realized I'm eating floss. Like it goes through so much that I kitted this figuring it was like stitching with 1 strand, and it's so different. So my dye lots are going to be all over the place.
Well, it doesn't matter with
it. Really doesn't matter. So I haven't put any more on this one, but then I put this, like, did some blocking for the rest of them. And I may try just to get all of the blocks started so that when you have a little bit of one of the colors left, you can go and finish something. So I'm going to keep on with that one. I'm not going to switch projects.
And I've got the top.
What fabric is this?
It's a 40
It's
count.
one of the Zweigarts, right?
Yeah, and it's a Zweigart.
Looks more like
whatever
a knee
their
fabric than a
40
fabric. So.
40 count is called Edinburgh or Newcastle.
Edinburgh's 36.
Yeah. And that's the one that I started on the other one. It says it's Edinburgh, but it's not like that because I'm going to switch that out.
Yeah.
And you can't see the line underneath it. But it's very, I mean, textured. You can hear.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of because I feel like it gives it a lacy thing. The sampler has, when I get done with the letters, then it's going to have a row of satin stitch, which I'm not going to do. I don't like doing satin stitch. It's got several satin stitch rows that go across that I'm going to convert to.
Well, and that's what the steps are supposed to be satin stitched. And I haven't decided... what I'm gonna do with that, because I think I could just do X's.
Yeah, and
I'm not a specialty stitcher. Like I like making X's. Actually, this is a great finish that I pulled to show you because of that. So this is Tombstone Mansion by Chesney and Me, and so you can see on there's a little verse on the bottom. It's not like it says shadows of 1,000 years. I can't read it from the pattern, but it didn't feel like it gave a lot to the piece, and it was over 1, so I decided that I was not going to do that. Cute. And then Chessie and Me does a ton of specialty stitches. I did not do them. Yeah. So I changed out anywhere there was specialty stitches for X's, but I did do the over 1. So the cat, the swirls, and the crows in the trees are all over 1. But everything else is just the regular X's. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I brought over All Hallows Eve. That's another one of hers that I'm working on. And again, I just know that I'm going to change it out and it's not going to have them. And I mean, not anything against them. If you enjoy stitching them, that's great. I just don't. Right. And maybe if I stitched in a frame and I had my tension, but to me, that's not what I like about stitching. So...
Yeah.
And I just don't really even like the look. Like, for me, you know.
Right. Well, and you just basically grew up with doing count and cross stitch. You never did any other type of embroidery, which I grew up doing other type of embroidery and crewel. Before, the only thing I didn't do was needlepoint, but that's just doing a grid thing. But when I discovered Counted Cross Stitch, I just really love that, and most of the specialty stitches. I mean, even the stars and stuff, maybe I'll do, but
I'll
most
sometimes
of the
do a smear and a
times-
star.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, depending on what it is, and if
Yeah.
it's, but like in that, it was just some of the pumpkins instead of an X had a smear and a star there, and I'm like, no way,
Yeah,
that ain't
right.
happening.
And that's
yeah.
and like the alphabets on samplers. Sometimes I'll do them and not, but I especially
Because
don't.
Blackbird will sometimes have
Yeah.
like the
Yeah. But I especially feel like my satin stitch doing, and that one you'd figure the holes are there, but I never, when I've tried to do it, can make mine that I'm happy with the way it looks. So I just went through the pattern to see the row that I'm going to hit the next time, and it's easily, I can put cross stitches in where it's at because it's numbered, the right numbers, it's in squares, not half squares. So I will switch it out and do it. This is an old book, so
yeah, it is an old one.
it's basically, but I don't. So I'll show you a couple more of my little turkeys. Like I said, I try to get turkeys that look different. This is an Emily Call, who is the designer. So she was Salt and Pepper at first, and I was doing that nativity more, but I just thought that turkey was
He is
different
so
and
cute.
looked very cute. This is a Prairie Schooler.
She's my fabric
And it's
for this.
actually, it was a scrap of Jen's
Tiger Eye
fabric,
by Weeks Dye Works.
and
Okay.
did that on the orange, and because then she shows it made into like
Pumpkins.
a pumpkin.
Yeah, because
which
I
I'll
did the
do.
owl pumpkin.
But
But we didn't think about having extra fabric for the back of mine when
Yeah.
I did mine. So,
And it's a different,
what we're gonna
it's a
do.
different color than
Yeah,
this.
it's not this.
So,
but
that
It's
one was
cute.
different and on the yellow. This is one I've had done, and I've got
It's
the backing
heartstrings.
fabric.
Or
Heartstrings,
heartstrings.
heartstrings, yeah. Turkey, and I'm just gonna make it into a pillow.
I love her stuff.
Yeah. Cute little turkeys. I can't hardly wait to get the.
Well, and this is your backing. So she's pulled
Right.
her backing.
Yeah,
for the,
some of these I had prepped ready and have for a while. This is a Pinkerton and Pinker and the freebies.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I don't stitch.
Pinker.
I haven't stitched much
Yeah,
of them.
her, because she had a bunch of turkeys, so that are so cute. Her
Oh,
patterns
she
are
did
also
my
cute
birth
in
year
her
on this
house,
one. Is that what?
and that's
Yeah.
why I did. I think
Yeah.
that's why I put the 82.
Well, I would think. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know that anything really else that exciting happened that year. It was obviously just because it was my birth year.
So those are just a few more.
Yeah. We'll show some more next time.
Yeah.
She's been on a turkey stitching kick.
Well, because I knew my basket was supposed to be coming,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to have way too many. So I either need to get another one and put one upstairs and downstairs. I just think it's cute to put turkeys in
A turkey basket. I
a
think it's
turkey
adorable.
basket. But I also love doing pilgrims too,
Mm.
and I haven't figured that out. I've got a couple in there. But.
You should have your eyes open for like black cat basket, like
Mm.
some sort, because I'd love to do a whole bunch of black cats for
Yeah.
the Poe room, just like little ones, because I mean, not only do I have black cats now, but there's a story called The Black Cat by
Yeah.
Poe, and so I feel like it lends itself well since I can't do raccoons. So I'm gonna be salty about that one for a while
Well,
because
yeah.
I was really excited about it,
Yeah.
kind of tying in a theme. You know, because I can't just put some random thing in a room,
Right. She gets that
but
from
nobody
me,
comes
sorry.
into. I mean, nobody
Right.
ever comes to my house. It's just me and my husband.
Well, it's just you haven't gotten yourself that base yet. You used to entertain in Philly. You had friends in all the time. It hasn't worked
And
out.
it's harder in Ohio. Everybody lives like an hour away.
So far
like,
away,
It's like you're
yeah.
close, but you're not. Like,
Yeah.
so to eat, yeah. Just,
Try to
and
do
all
an
our friends have
evening.
kids, and they're
That
scared
makes it
that
different.
their kids are going to come and destroy my house. Because I have like mugs hanging everywhere and clocks and
Yeah,
stitching.
talk about
and,
a collection.
You know, it's just
that-
like, yeah, they get a little nervous that, and Brandon has Legos spilled everywhere.
yeah.
So they kind of fear that their
I
children will destroy things in my house.
I have a really cool mug coming for you.
I love cool mugs.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's by the lady that I got my turkey from.
Oh, so it's a vintage
When I went
mug?
on, it is a
Even
vintage
better.
mug, and
I'm
could have
gonna
gotten quite a few. other mugs.
tattoo a vintage mug on me for my grandma. So, yeah. So, okay, well, we're gonna jump to Lost Boys because Diane West was in Practical Magic, and I think my favorite role she ever does is Lost Boys.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump there, and we're still sticking with our decade thing, which I wasn't sure, but Practical Magic was 98 and Lost Boys is 87. So, and then I'm kind of thinking we'll stick with vampires and maybe do Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, that was on
that
Max.
should be on the
It
90s,
was
so.
on it was up on Max.
Yeah, I saw it was on. I mean, I own it.
Yeah,
but
I wondered if you had put that down.
I haven't seen it in a long
me
time.
neither.
And I haven't gotten into the remake, the TV show, whatever they're doing with it. But I just like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise in it. So yeah, I think we might do that. So okay, we are gonna go. Okay, bye. We're back. Watch Lost Boys. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Had to get Kiefer into our marathon. So
Yeah.
Something on my glasses. Sorry. These are my filming glasses. I wear different glasses when I stitch.
She keeps changing them.
Keep switching. I'm still gonna keep with this project though, I think. So I didn't work on this block at all. I don't think I did anything on this block. I worked on this one. So, and I'm off with the one color. So I have a spot in there. And then I have one 6-strand left of the tarnished gold, but it's really, really dark. And the other skein that I have has none of the really dark. So I'm just not using that 6-strand and now switching to another skein of tarnished gold. So I started with this one and just blocked where I was. And then I have most of this one done. So I'm working with Espresso Bean now, and we'll go back and kind of block in. I still have 3 or 4 blocks to start, but some of them are all of one color. And so I think if it's all of one color, I'm saving those till the end to see if I need a new skein or not.
What count is this?
I think it's either 30 or 32. Yeah, I don't.
Because this is
your fabric.
The dirty linen.
Yeah,
this is
your
what
fabric.
I
This
love
is
to
not
work
what I love
on, and
to
they
work
don't
on.
make anymore. Or I'm making it in 40 count, which I really, really miss. I love that.
I mean, it works for this piece.
Yeah, well, we needed that size because
And
we
that's
had
what we
tried
just used some scrap to.
to
It was going to
fit
leave
in.
too much of
Yeah.
a border if I did it on my fabric,
Yeah.
and I didn't want that. So I think they actually use Jello boxes. I want to say it's empty is what they finish it around and put it in that little sewing tray or whatever. So, but I'm jiving with it, so I'm just going to keep going, especially since I've kind of got a method to where I want colors to go right now, so it's just easier, I think. And then I'll have to look at home and see what I have in my stash. And this is why I'm torn, starting a bunch of things again, because I really am liking getting all my floss freed up. And then waiting to do a mass kit again once I have all the floss kitted up or freed up, because it's kind of nice. And it really makes me think about if I'm going to start big things or little things, because if I'm going to start big things, I kind of want to buy fresh floss so that the dye lots, in case I need more, it's easier to perhaps get matching. So I haven't decided what I'm doing with my life next year. I am working on a planner. It's in my head right now. It's not on paper, but I'm a little behind because of medical and all that, but it is coming. I will have it out by Thanksgiving-ish. Early December is usually when I shoot for.
And I just kept working on here. I got some color in. I went down. I got the gold numbers in, and then I got the first thing that should have been satin stitched. I got that plugged in, and then the lower alphabet's
one was
another
gonna be
color.
satin stitched?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it better as X's a
Yeah,
lot.
I like it. And then underneath the lower case, there's going to be some more cross stitch border, and then the rest of the lower case, and then there's going to be a big thing that would have been satin with a lot of different colors. But I want to get down there because I want to work on that, because that's going to be, I'll probably start with the top color and go over with, it's a zigzag, so it's a little more, but it's getting there. So
we're gonna keep on the vampire theme and jump to Interview with Vampire. We'll show you some more pumpkins.
Show you some more turkeys, yeah, because I do pumpkins too.
Yeah,
this is a prairie schooler.
And like, I won't do turkeys just because she's done so many. That's my fabric too. Look at that,
Yeah,
using my scrap.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. It's the new.
Oh, it's stamped.
Yeah,
or printed or whatever.
Gray. Yeah, like the other country
mocha,
vintage mocha. Yeah, this is
one.
Homespun Elegance.
This is Homespun Elegance.
Mm-hmm.
He's cute. He's cute, really little.
He is cute, and with Homespun Elegance, then on her charts, she usually does them bigger, and then she uses two strands of two different colors. So I just had to pick which color, but I thought he was a cute one.
Yeah, he's very cute.
This was a prairie schooler. I just got kind of a little different one. This is
She's been on a kick.
Homespun. Yeah, I know. And a lot of these I got done like in a day or 24-hour period. And that's a homespun.
Yeah. Is that it? You want to do more?
No, I can save
Stop
them
there.
unless you want me to get them
you're
done.
Good. I didn't pull one over, so I'll wait till the next time to show you. Do I have? Maybe I do. No, I don't have one pulled over. So I will get it the next time. So we're gonna go watch Brad Pitt.
Oh,
and
Vampire.
Tom Cruise
Okay.
and Christian Slater. And
Oh, jeez.
who's the girl?
Drew Barrymore.
No. She was in Virgin Suicides. She's married to the guy that looks like Matt Damon, but isn't Matt Damon. Jesse Phelps.
Jesse Phelps?
That's who she's married to.
Oh.
It's not Kristen. Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
I was like, it's not Kristen.
But she's really young in this.
Yeah, she's
really,
like super
young.
little in this.
Yeah.
So, so we're going to go watch that. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah, me neither.
So, okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. We're back.
And we're back.
I'm ready for a project swipe change.
Are you?
Yeah. So, do you want me to show you?
I'll go first. I'm still working on my little thing. I got down. I was wrong. There was another line, a squiggly line underneath the lowercase before I got to what will be all the satin stitches. And that was a little more challenging than the other line. I was nervous it was not going to work out right, but it did. Thank goodness for the iPad being able to color it in. So I think I'm going to work on that. I want to get that done so I don't forget what's fresh in my mind. So I think I'll do the several lines of that's going to be. There's like 6 different colors, I think. So kind of
it's looking good.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Getting some more colors in, which is nice.
But
it doesn't look like it's very much. I mean, I laid it down.
It's amazing how
I
much
have been working on this
seems...
all day, and it's like, this is all I have done.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So I had espresso bean out, so I finished the border on this one. Well, I finished these. There's another color that needs to go in the border, but that part's done. I did the basket on this one. Like, it feels like these things take forever. Like, I can't. Yeah. And then I started the cat on this one. Like, I have I have a thread length left, 2 strands, and I'm done. So it's going away. And I'll compare stash colors when I get home, because I just have I don't know how, like, I can't gauge how far what I have will get me. So,
yeah.
But it's a lot more. I think I can finish it this season. Maybe it can be one I pull out. So I'm going to switch. So Interview with the Vampire, Brad Pitt. He talks a lot in it. Like, he's narrating his life. And so it reminds me of his monologues in Legends of the Fall, which we can't watch because it's not a scary movie. But Henry Thomas is in Legends of the Fall and is also in E.T. And in E.T., they dress up for Halloween.
Halloween.
And so we're going to watch E.T. because we need something a little bit lighter.
Yes.
And I'm going to switch to this project because it's a little girl dressed up. So it is Forest Queen by Barbara Anna. And I've only stitched one day on it, so I don't have hardly anything in. So I'm going to do a little fox dress up girl. And I'll show a finish I did the other day when I was at my house. This is Fancy Blacket, T for 2. So it is.
That's so cute.
I love the Fancy Blacket series. So I want to stitch more of them. It's by Pineberry Lane, and I
What's
stitched
the F
it.
and the B's too?
Fancy Blacket. What's her name?
The designer's
No,
name?
this one.
Oh.
This character. She's got a lot of pieces, so I wasn't
Like
going to change
Jenny
it.
Bean?
Yeah, Jenny Bean. But yeah, that's why it's so. And they're having tea.
Very cute.
So that was finished. Do you want to show any of your or no?
Well, I can finish the rest of my turkeys. This was Homespun Elegance. Another one that was like a little different with the two of them.
2 strands too. I mean, it's a bigger count.
Yeah. And
When
she
you-
didn't have any, on this one that I used the bigger count with 2 strands, she didn't have any
Blending.
blending, which was, and this is a real old one, Needle Love Company, and it's real cute because they had Native American and pilgrims that you could stitch on big count and then stuff them to use, and then they had this turkey set in there too, which was real cute, and I thought he was a different looking turkey and color.
Yeah.
So I did him, and this was from, I believe, the Proper Stitcher Curly. It was a curly turkey I got online.
That's cute.
She's got, that was a different one, a cute one. And then this actually isn't a turkey, but it's a pilgrim that was so cute. And that was a free chart.
On it.
Yeah, it does have. And it was a free chart once again from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilts that she is always posting on Instagram, and she's got the cutest. And the only thing I did different was I made the corn that's hanging. I made it Indian corn, so I put color in it. But I just thought this was a really cute one. Yeah, the pilgrims are holding the turkeys, so.
Yeah. I just need to be able
well,
to maneuver on the computer. So we are gonna switch.
Find
one.
E.T.
Are you're gonna keep on the same one? Yeah, I don't think I
I'm
brought
gonna
my DVD. E.T.
And
is
that's
like
fine.
my ultimate childhood movie. I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but like it was probably the first movie I remember seeing in the theater. And I loved E.T. until my grandma told me he was scary. And then then I was scared of him for a really long time. But I can pretty much trace any of my, like, fears to the movie. So, like, I don't like umbrellas. I don't like feet. Like, there are all of these things that happen in the movie that I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Except for
like,
clown.
this was...
There's no
clowns. But, yeah, it just... The whole... The clown was real life birthday party scary.
Yeah,
That was ground round. That was clown.
Oh man,
That was
that
one didn't
bad.
need to come from a movie. That one came from real life.
Right.
So I think we told that story. So
I think we did,
yeah. So we're gonna watch E.T. and I don't know where we'll go after that. I can't. Maybe into like a 90s cult classic. That might be a good... I know what you did last summer, Urban Legends or something like that. So, do you remember Urban Legends?
I don't think I remember it. I saw it up on Max. I
Oh,
think.
is it playing?
I think so.
It's ridiculous. And it's
Yeah.
got Noxzema Girl and
Yeah.
Jared Leto and Tara Reid and Joshua Jackson and a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, a quirky, something quirky probably.
Yeah.
like
So,
that or whatever.
I'm at about 13 hours and 42 minutes of stitch time
Oh, wow.
total. So,
Oh, total. I thought you meant for today.
yeah.
That really would.
Things I'm not good at.
You
math.
got a lot of stitching in today. Guess you're gonna meet your 20.
I guess
I was
no
already adding
problem.
the 8 hours
Yeah,
that you
no.
had previous.
You're almost there. Not quite.
Oh, Lord.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, we did how many movies? 4. We've only done 4.
Today.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so. I think this was our 4th one.
Interview with the Vampire. The Other Vampire, Lost Boys. I'm going backwards. Practical Magic. I think that's 3.
This is only the 3rd one?
Did we start with something other than Practical Magic?
I don't think so. We start at 9 o'clock. I think this has got to be 4.
Hold on. You guys
I
know
think
what it is
Practical
because
Magic was the first.
it was, and then we went to Diane West, which was Lost Boys, which then
How come we only have 3 movies in it? It'd be 4 o'clock. 7 hours. Okay.
Practical Magic, Lost
That was-
Boys, Interview with the Vampire.
Okay. We got 5 more to go to get 13.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead tomorrow too.
Yeah. How long you want to stay? I
Okay.
usually fizzle out.
Yeah, I know.
You're usually done by Sunday morning.
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, I didn't change my glasses. You get my other glasses now. I didn't think to do it. We watched DT.
So good.
It's a good movie. It's a happy, feel good movie. Not like
And it's on Prime. Cursed, by the time you see this, it may not be on sale at Prime for $4.99
to buy.
and
not
to
just
buy. Right. And I mean, we own them DVD, but we
I
didn't want to
didn't
have
bring
to.
that one.
I have it downstairs too, and we didn't feel like going down. It's just easy to rent, pay the $3, and when we went to rent it, it was like on sale for $4.99. It's like I'm buying it, so
Yeah,
it's just such a good one.
it really is.
I haven't seen it in forever.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's well done.
I need a break from this. The fabric is just, it's one of those, I think it's, what am I stitching it on? It's one of the Newcastles, like the Anthracite
Yeah.
by Zweigart.
Yeah,
And it's just, I don't know, like,
I know.
when I start on these, like, it's fine once I get my rhythm, but there's a lot of skipping and jumping and all over. So I just am not feeling it right now. So that is going away.
Well, I got my little zigzaggy in or satin stitch. That took me the whole movie. The 6 rows
So-
that there was.
These ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
just that
This
strip
right
down
here.
there, which is 100 stitches wide, and there were 6 of them. But I had to do 3. It was like 3 stitches, and then you skipped one. But in the middle of the 3, there was one on top or one on the bottom. So I always pick it up as I'm going through, so it's not just straight going, but then it's all filled in.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do each zigzag, you know, but it just takes forever. I mean, it would take me. It took a length of floss, and I could start back, but I couldn't do the whole thing and cross it again. So. Yeah, so I'm going to stop at that too and go to something else.
What are you going to next?
I'm gonna go and get out of Christmas. I'm gonna go to Plum Street's
Olga.
Olga.
I feel like she's
Olga.
Mama. I feel like you
Yeah.
could. Did you already stitch her?
Well, she's stitched. I could put white in though.
I was gonna say. I feel like you could
didn't
make
even
her
think
look
about it.
a little bit more like Mama.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I feel like she just kind of channels Mama's
Well, she's
resting
got
bitch
a-
face. And,
right.
oh, I said the word that time. You know, but Mama's just kind of got that RBF pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about it. I might have to do that.
Yeah. You've got a ton done.
Yeah.
Holy
I mean, I had been working on it.
But you
for-
just started it this
Well,
month.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So a lot of that's left is just filling in. I mean, the roof of the house, the windows,
So, I
the
love this one.
pumpkins.
I'm so glad you're stitching it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So and the big pumpkins down here,
I love
and
the chevron pumpkin.
the toe down there has got the white. So it's a lot of mindless work. And there's like one, there's all these little acorns, and you see them throughout.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask you about it, Jen. And that acorn she did in a light blue, and I'm not sure why.
What's the?
It's
I
this
know,
one
but
up
I'm
here,
called for is.
but it looks like a light blue.
Well, it kind of does, but sometimes it's the. You know what the color is
Right.
or the symbol? I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's more up to the top. It's not Z. I think it's S. Keep
I think this is too far. That's C. It's going to be all the
It's
way
a-
up at the top.
Z.
You
Look
said
at
it
Z.
wasn't C. It's going to be the one by the moon.
Can you see what the? Can you see it?
No. It's like insanely small.
Well, all right. Oh no.
No, that one's up too high. It's got to be one that's down.
I think it just seems like it's too high.
It's the triangle. No. Why can't we find this?
Well,
Isn't
because
this is
the
thrilling for all of
conversion
you.
thing is 928, which is I can tell you right now,
Okay.
it's a heart.
It's the heart. Summer shower. Summer shower is a funny one because sometimes it's
But the picture looks like it's blue. I not
change it if you're not gonna
well.
like it.
That's what I was going to ask
Yeah.
you. I'm just think it's kind. I don't know why she did that.
Yeah, and
So
it'll
I
bug
think
you,
I'm
so I
just
would change
gonna-
it.
Yeah, it's that one. It's right underneath the house. But
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I have a ton of them done. Ton of it done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I had
it's
no
just
idea you were that
mindless
far.
filling it in, and that's. I mean, I just did straight
Mm-hmm.
stitches, but I had to watch, and it was skipping. This is fill in, so I
Yeah.
think I'm at that point tonight.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just going through my bin of projects, and I have a ton, but I'm like, I want something that's like 36 count, and that
Yeah, and
I
that's what
don't
this
have
is,
to be super monitory about.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
I'm pulling out Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain, which I am amending to be a Poe piece. So you can see on the one graveyard or the tombstone, it is EP and then in memory of Edgar Allan Poe. It's very faint to see, but you can see it in person. So I think I'm okay with it. This is my conversion that I did with the caveat now that I went to fill in the moon. And I've been using Black Crow for all of my fill-in. Well, the dye lot for Black Crow has changed a lot since I kit this up back in like 2019 or something like that. And so none of the current stuff I have looks like this. It's all very blue. And so I've been very conscious of what I'm using. Like this one is for the border, this one is for the stuff on the inside. But I knew with filling in that moon, I was not going to have enough. So I did fill in the moon with a wrought iron. And I think it works. I don't think, I mean, it's close enough and it's a different enough part of the piece that I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I'm changing the, it says angels mourn or weep not or something like that. And I'm changing it to be even in the grave, all is not lost, which is a Poe quote. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to put over the house. I've got two ideas. I could do like Usher because Fall of the House of Usher is one of his stories. Or I thought, because it's like years on the pattern, I thought I could put the years the year he moved to Philly. So I haven't decided yet which I'm going to do, but I'm playing with it. So this one I love. I started it
Colors are
twice,
gorgeous.
and I these are all mine. I went to Craft
Beautiful.
Gallery, pulled the NPIs, and then converted it all to Gentle Arts. So My conversion is on my Instagram. If you're curious about it, it's not perfect. You have to tweak it. And like I said, I did it in 2019. COVID hit. A lot of the dye lots are different now. So just be mindful of that. The yellows in particular are very funny. But I love it, and can't wait to have it in my Poe room. Yeah. So I want to show you guys a finished piece. This was in my head, supposed to be done and framed so that I could hand it to my mother and say, "Happy early birthday! Surprise! You didn't even know I finished this." Because after I had surgery, I stopped posting about stitching, and she didn't know I was still stitching. And so I was working on my oldest whip, which was All Creatures Great and Small by Barbara Anna. And it was when I started when I still live. No, I started when I lived here with you. And I wanted it finished this year because every year I try to finish my oldest whip. But then I also knew it was being done for her, which wasn't necessarily the intention when I stitched it. But since I stitched it, she now has the Adam and Eve wall downstairs, and she has all that. So, surprise, Mom! I finished. I was so good. I did so. She had no idea that any of this was happening until we came over for dinner last Thursday night, and I started having wine. Guts. And my dad was pouring me wine like I used to drink wine, and let me tell you, my tolerance was not quite the same. At one point, I fell down. I don't know where she was because she doesn't remember me falling down, but I was bruised all on my leg. And then 2 days later, I got a shipping alert from Nintendo, and I was like, "What is happening? What?" And Brandon had said he wanted a Nintendo alarm clock, or not even that he wanted it. He showed it to me. Well, apparently I bought it. It was like $100. I have no memory of doing that. I actually texted her and said, "Did you buy that alarm clock?" Because I got up the next day and I had seen that I had sent her the link to it. And I'm thinking, maybe, but I don't know why I'm getting the notifications. Nope, totally me. So I also shared about this project during that evening. So... This is All Creatures.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I put For Mom in the middle, so it is there. But
oh my gosh,
it was a biggie, that Green Mountain. So
it's gorgeous. I love it.
So.
Yeah, because
Happy
I started.
We'll get it framed.
Barbara Anna, and I started. Which one did I start of hers?
Henrietta Good.
Henrietta. And then I realized that there was this one, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sad I didn't do that one." And then I knew she was stitching it. You know, she had started, so I wasn't going to start it, start one to have two of them. But I didn't know she was going to do it for me.
Yes. So now I stitched her like two big things, and they both happen to be Barbara Anna, which is a fluke. But yeah, so...
get that baby.
I had all these plans and then I got COVID, and so I couldn't I kept being like, okay, I'm just gonna sneak to Craft Gallery, but we do Find My Friends, and I'm like, she's gonna know, like she's gonna know that I'm in Finley, and so I'm like, okay, how can I work this into work? So I've like sites that are not there but close-ish, and then there was one day that I was supposed to meet my friend for brunch there, and I was like, yes, this is it. She's not gonna go with me. I can just go and I can surprise her. And then it was like my friend's daughter got sick, and I then lost all desire to leave the house, and but anyway,
it's beautiful.
It is done,
it's
and
gorgeous.
It's been done since the end of August, but she just kept saying, "Are you ever gonna stitch again?"
Yeah, I know.
Like, little do you know.
Oh Lord, she's out of the stitching thing. She's not even playing games. Yeah, I was like, oh brother. So
I was stitching.
Absolutely.
Because I got a lot. I did a lot of it when I was home sick, start recovering. So we'll have to make sure I have all of the stitches in. Because it's one of those that it was like, ooh, and that border was a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was just so much.
Wow.
But it was a fun stitch. It's
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's on 40 count, like Sand Dune, I think, by Lakeside.
What was the count on this? I mean, it had to be big.
It doesn't. I mean, it's a big one.
I mean, it's on 40
crazy.
Count.
317 by 248.
So. It's beautiful.
So that was my finish. So,
okie dokie.
yay, we're gonna go back and switch projects, and I think maybe Urban Legends. I can't think of a connection to my piece for that, but they're in the woods at one point, so it's kind of similar, I guess. Okay, unless you have a different movie.
No, I just wanted something like E.T. after.
Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah.
That was a little dark.
Yeah.
I'm okay
Very,
with that.
very dark. Which was okay. It wasn't like the other one, the
What
Friday
other
the 13th. The one
Halloween.
Halloween. That was short, but this one was just like, okay, this is like really, nothing's really happening. It's all sad. They're all dead. Tom Cruise looks like a woman. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it years ago. It's been years, but
Yeah.
I've seen a lot worse. So I just
Well.
needed something uplifting. It was appropriate to do. So
Now we can go back to the dark and demon depths of urban legend. I got on a real big urban legend kick when I was in high school, and just loved anything like all of the stories and finding. It was like right around the cusp of the internet too, so it was like all of the the creepypasta stuff started, and it was like the kind of all over. So urban legends just in general are fun to me, and then this movie is just like end of high school, probably end of high school, because I wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies in college, and I'm pretty sure it's rated R.
her college didn't want it.
They didn't allow piercings or drinking or dancing. Dancing, I'm still okay not doing. No tattoos. Let's see, what else have I stopped doing since I went
off
to
the deep end.
very conservative Christian college. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Every
Bye.
time we sit down, she gets further that way.
I do.
I don't know why.
I don't either. I think you moved this. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. She's getting a little grumpy. She's done really good. I can't believe she's still stitching.
I'll ask her about. We ended up doing 2 movies, so we did.
Yeah.
What did we do? Urban Legend, and then we did I Know What You Did Last Summer. I ended up stitching for most of Urban Legend. And then Brandon dropped us off food. And then like 3/4 of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, only the last 10, 15 minutes. You put it
And it
down.
feels
I
like
got
I
up
got
to do
nothing
my
done.
pill, and then you stopped. So.
So I did more of the border over here because I like to have the border to know that I'm matched up, especially with this massive barn that I'm stitching. I typically don't outline when I'm doing overdyed floss, so this one actually has an outline in it, so that was nice, and I didn't have to worry so much about that. And then I think I'm going to go down and do the fence, because if I run out of the Black Crow, I want things that I started with it to be finished. So I'm being like, also if I finish the border, that border skein, I may have enough to do some more inside. Or I'm just going to have to find another black that's similar to what Black Crow used to look like. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but we'll see.
Could you not have it in some kits that you have kitted
I've
up?
looked.
No.
Because the problem is I have a couple skeins, but it's the new skeins. So since this was one of the first projects I kit up using overdyes, I wasn't doing a whole lot. So
Okay.
I have checked. There might be 1 or 2, but I don't think nothing 222 or after. And the stuff that I got, I think, was a different dye. So it's like more bluish. And it was somebody messaged me the other day, and she's like, "Listen, I'm doing your conversion and I love it, but this Black Crow is driving me nuts." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm experiencing that as well right now." It's like, change it, please,
Yeah.
because it's not the same as when I did it. So
I just
something in my tooth.
I ended up filling in behind the cat the moon, and I did the house, the roof, and the white. The white is 822, and I'm using one strand. This is 35 count lamb's wool. And I realized as I'm looking at what I need for white, I'm thinking I don't have enough of this 822 to do the house and then down with this
The
at the
chevron,
toe.
yeah.
And 822, sometimes those white ones and off-white ecru, they're not as strong or something.
Yeah.
And this one kept breaking.
Shreds, yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like where the needle had been, that you thought, well, the needle was there, and so it
But
wore
then you just kind
down.
of pull it and it goes in two
Yeah,
pieces.
and this it happened like 3 times, and that's when I'm thinking, I'm not going to have enough thread. So I did get another skein. It looks like it matches just fine. It'll be fine. I finished the house with the one. I gone down, and I thought, well, I'll finish with the one skein. Might as well finish that one up. And I just was doing it, and it did it again because I was being so careful, not pulling hard, making sure I moved my needle. And it's just those white colors.
I've had
don't
it,
know.
I don't know if it's just the whites or if it's the certain, because I do it blues, light blues too.
Really?
It will be
I've just noticed like with ecru
926.
white sometimes, and this 822 just seems so thin, not as thick.
Well, you wonder
but-
what they're putting on the fat thread to dye it, if there's some elements of like bleaching and things that can make it less strong. I don't know. I do have skeins that do that, and it's just there's no reason for this to have broken where it broke,
right,
but it did.
I know.
And then it's always a pain to get the part that stays back on your needle because it's that long frayed part.
Right. Yeah. So I just cut it off and pull it to the back and then do it
Stitch
under with the
over it,
next
yeah.
one. But when it did that, I thought, okay, I got to get up and take my pill, and that's when I decided to finish my sandwich. And that's when you decided you were done, and it's like, okay, we're done.
Well, you were
We did a
making
lot of
some pretty
stitching.
grumpy noises. So
Well, it's because it kept doing that, and
you
it's
never
like,
know what her grumpy noises are for, but she gets a little it's gonna not come in.
better be nice to me. That's all I got to say. I don't really know why.
I'm like,
Sounds
ooh, what's
good.
you got planned? Yeah, so I'm ready for bed.
Yeah. See what we do tomorrow when you get up. See how you feel.
Yeah, I wanted to hit 13 movies. We're at 11.
But you also can do them at home.
I
to
could
get your
stitch more at
13,
home.
yeah.
I think
Right.
at least one more tomorrow morning when we
Yeah.
get up, but I don't know. I'm at 18 hours and 25
Wow.
minutes, so I don't think I'll hit 24 hours of stitching time while I'm here. But I would assume just because what do I do when I go home?
Right,
is
you'll
I
get
sit
it
and
for the
stitch,
tomorrow,
so
yeah.
I think I will get 24 hours in for the weekend.
So it just
but
depends on.
I'm away starting Thursday next week, Thursday through Saturday, so I do want to spend some time with Brandon.
Yeah.
Our anniversary is Saturday. He's a little mad that I'm going away.
You can't really help it when it's work.
Couldn't, no. So we'll see. 14 years.
Unbelievable.
Craziness.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't feel like we've been funny.
Haven't we been funny?
I mean, I don't feel like we've laughed.
Haven't we? Well, what was there to laugh about?
I don't know. I don't.
Because you were doing your Halloween thing. And,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Have to keep all the laughter away when the devil is around.
Sometimes I think it's what we're stitching, too, and what we're talking about. I kind of feel like what we were stitching this time is kind of boring.
Like my Halloween thing.
And I started out saying I'm doing all these littles because I did the turkeys.
Yeah, yours weren't very
Mine
little.
weren't very little,
No.
and I didn't get to the one that I don't know exactly what happened with that, but
Well, how many different projects did you work on?
I don't know. I did the
6.
sampler. I did this. I did that other Christmas one. I did a couple Christmas ones. 3 Christmas ones, maybe 4.
Yeah, I worked on 6 projects.
Nothing little, really.
No, you
That I
didn't.
figured that I would be able to finish. So, no.
Considering I had 28 here to work on. I really don't like the switching every time because I was contemplating.
Yeah.
I was contemplating next year doing a start an hour for marathons.
Oh gosh, we did that before.
I did. I've done that many times before, and not going into it figuring I was finishing the starts per hour.
Yeah.
But I think I'm enjoying the ones where I stick with the same project more than I am jumping, which surprises me.
Yeah. And I guess I feel like, just like with this thing, of course, I just did it one session, but you can't really see that much what
Well,
is done.
it was 2 sessions, really, because it was 2 movies.
Well, it was 2 movies, yeah. But I had so much done that I don't know how much people really realize when you see it again. I mean, I think my sampler from Leisure Arts, that seems to have... I posted that picture. People were commenting on it, but...
Oh, I did finish a sampler story too. I had showed that that had been my marathon project all year.
Yeah.
I'll get that out to show in the morning. Again, I was hoping to have that framed, but I did not have the desire to go and get it framed. So, I don't know.
Well, you got COVID and you couldn't get it.
Yeah, because it was only a month ago that we did this too. I mean, you have to figure we did a makeup month. So we did our makeup over Labor Day. So it's been a month and a half.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't, it hasn't been that long since we've had a marathon.
Okay.
Usually it's, 3 months.
Oh,
So, well, yeah, depending on my life and if my calendar is coordinated or...
Yeah.
I don't remember what the word is that I'm trying to think of, but yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe we just can't do. Yeah, we just can't do this too close together. We wear out all of our humor, and then it hasn't
filled.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is the first time we've stitched together since probably our last marathon. I don't think we've
But again, that was
together.
only a month and a half ago.
Well, we live... How far do we live from each other?
6 minutes.
Yep. I know.
But
it's
life is hard, and then I just don't
It's
leave
all
my
right.
house.
I know.
Kind of a terrible person. Yeah.
What can I say?
Well, and then, okay, we had the marathon, then I got COVID. Then Mallory's family, went into crisis because of the accident in the midst of a move. So a lot of our weekends were done with that. I went to Cincinnati for a weekend, so there was that. So, I mean, that's 4 weekends right there. If we just did this a month and a half ago.
Brandon started a new job with new hours, too. Which started out being funky hours now.
That was the beginning of
normal.
October, yeah.
So...
Yeah, he was working 4 a.m. to noon.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Yeah. I mean, his job, he was hired in to be second shift, which I think is still a way better option than third for him. And it's not like we do anything on the week, during the week. So I was like, okay, so, we see each other on the weekends. But I think he's getting first shift, which he would like better, which would be
we're
nice.
praying for that.
Yeah.
Which he's now doing.
4 a.m. to noon was killing him.
Yeah.
So,
but he works like really right across. If we could walk to where he works from here, if there wasn't a woods and a fence up.
Yeah. Ironically, it's literally right around the corner from the place that I started working at, that we moved here for, that blew up
It didn't work out.
No,
but it didn't work out like you thought it was going to work out, but it really worked out because it got you to move and it got you here. It wasn't how you thought was going to happen. That's what didn't work out. So,
but I ended up
that's
back
good.
in my field and
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
way
And
more
who would've
things
thought?
than I thought I would ever do
Okay,
in this
right.
field. So I guess that works.
It was good. It did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
Sorry
see
for
you
not
tomorrow.
being funny. We'll try to think of
Tell us
humorous things.
That were funny. You would just lie.
Tell us that we're funny. Just please.
We need the encouragement.
It's okay. You don't have to lie.
No,
to
you
us.
don't.
It's all
No.
good.
No, we don't want you to lie. No. See what Halloween does? It just makes you say and do things that you don't normally
It's
do.
Halloween's fault.
It is.
Oh my god. Do you
It
see
is.
how red I just
I
got?
know, you did.
Whoa. Well, I'm not exactly sure.
You guys may not be laughing, but she was like,
Oh. I can't usually tell when I turn red,
I
but holy
know.
crap.
it's looking.
I feel like I'm having an allergic reaction to something.
Well, it just
Wow.
came on. Okay,
There's
now
a stink bug flying around as well. So
a stink bug.
Yeah.
Not gonna hurt you.
I don't like them. Okay, we're gonna go.
Okay, we're.
She's grumpy. I don't
Oh,
know.
I am
She's
not
been in the
grumpy.
mood all morning.
Oh, you are lying. Are we recording?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is such a lie. Oh, now I am grumpy.
We got up. We stitched for a movie. We did Poltergeist when we got up. So, yeah. I used this one timer to track all the time that I've been doing, and then last night it decided to reset, which is so annoying. I mean, I have the amount, but now I actually have to like add and do math. So, I added about 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. So I think I'm at 20 hours of actual stitching time, which is way more than we typically get
Yeah.
because we're only, you know, if we're watching a show of 24, those are 45-minute episodes and whatnot. So, I worked on Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. And because this is not how I normally stitch, but because of my concerns with the Black Crow, I am going to go, I found the edge pretty much so that I can go ahead and do the fence, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the full border so I know how much of the
It's a big piece.
dye lot, it's huge, dye lot I have, and then I'll decide what I'm doing with the remaining things that are stitched with Black Crow in the piece, because there's a lot still of black. So I'm trying to like anchor myself in. I feel like I'm stitching like my mom, because usually I finish a section. I'm not like a strict page stitcher, you know, where I like, I'm like, oh, that X, I'm not going to finish the line. But I usually don't move on to another thing until I've got more of it done than I do right now. But I want to have, the fence isn't actually even. So it's hard to keep track. Like, it's not the same amount in between each little post. So I like to have something there to kind of be like, okay, I mean, not that it really matters if it's off a little bit, but I like to have some sort of guide. And this border is tough. Like, there's not really a repetitive, I haven't found my groove with it, so I'm thinking if I just go and get it all done, then it's done, and I don't have to.
Is it side too, or just top and bottom?
Side too. So I have all the way down the right side, or the
Okay.
right side, left side, right side,
What's the left side?
and then I have to go across the bottom and over. But I think that'll give me a decent amount of that skein still left, that then I will feel a little better knowing I've got a little more play. So,
Well, I just worked on filling in, and I almost have the one pumpkin, except for a little square filled in, and I did a white on the chevron toe
okay.
until I couldn't stand it because it kept breaking
Tearing,
off.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
So I just can't believe how fast you stitch those.
yeah.
'Cause it's huge.
It is, and there were a lot of like little things that you had to go and change your floss thread or skip around them. But Most everything now is in. I did the acorn. I did not do it in the blue.
The blue,
No,
yeah.
I just and I reread
gonna
that. I
bug
went
you.
looked at the chart because I thought maybe in the chart she's got a reason why there's one blue acorn, and there was nothing. There was no significance written in the chart for it. So I thought I don't really care. They're never blue, and I don't know why the one is. So I just filled that bottom in. So basically, I just have fill in, which probably I'm going to put this aside now for the rest of the day and work on something that I'm counting and save this for the evening when I
Yeah.
just want to do easy fill in. But I want to get it done the next couple of days so that I can get it finished and hung for this season. So.
Yeah, I'm torn with what I want to do because like there's not a finish in sight with this one, but I kind of want to get the black situation so
Yeah.
my mind can kind of be a little at ease. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to sub a different black,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is fine. It's just
Yeah.
there's enough that look similar.
Right.
I just have to figure out which
And you
one.
have enough places in it that it doesn't matter if the black's
Well, and
a
that's
little
what I'm
different.
trying to
It's
like
not all
determine is
fill-in.
like there's
Yeah.
these two like almost gargoyles on top of the trees. They don't have to be the same black.
Right.
Or like, there's a diamond that's filled in the middle. Those don't have to be,
Right.
but like
Right.
the fence I want to be the same
Yeah.
and, the birds you're not comparing them right up to each other.
Right.
So it's not
Yeah.
like you're going to super be able to tell, but
Well,
still
and that's
enough
the thing
that
with hand dyed. It's shades of color too. So I feel like it's not even like DMC where the
You're gonna
colors are
see a
solid.
stark
So you
difference.
would see if there's a
Yeah.
little, even though they're not in the same thing, the birds. But birds and stuff are a different color anyway. So I
Yeah,
think you're smart
so-
in doing the border, doing the fence, getting the things that are attached, and then.
And it's like there's a couple horses that are in the black. I don't have to do black horses. I
Right.
could change them to brown.
Right. Right.
I'll decide that once, but I've got to have the majority of it in to kind of even make those decisions.
It's a shame, yeah.
So-
That it changed so much, yeah.
And that's the downfall of kitting up a bunch of things and just going with it and like not having a desire to finish it immediately is you're at the mercy of time and changes. I mean, and it definitely was a COVID thing. A
Yeah.
lot of the colors changed after COVID. Couldn't get the same.
And it's just a
Dyes
shame. I
and-
keep thinking of all the projects you had that you didn't have, anymore in something else that
Well,
was
I
kitted
just
up
was
and
looking
started.
through another one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Raven. I have a lot of, and I think it used to be the Blackboard used to be a more bluish one, and Black Crow was more of a black, and I think they've almost swapped. So I'm just gonna have to go to like Craft Gallery and like look at what the currents are. And maybe I'll be fine. There's still a decent amount of the border skein left, and it was a 10-yard skein. So, I had 20 yards of it. That's a decent amount
Yeah.
of black to have had. So, I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see. It's a 36 count that I'm stitching it on, so it's bigger than I'm typically used to, but, yeah. So I figured I'd show you Sampler Story. I did get it finished with thanks to my mom for helping me out with a few recharts.
That's so cute. I love this.
So this is my 2024 piece that I was working on through the marathons. I did make some changes. So the dog in the dog in this block is more designed to look like Watson. And then the dog in this block, a man and his dog, that is Annabelle, and that is Annabelle. Like, I don't know how my mom did that, but it looks exactly like Annabelle. Oh my goodness. Then I changed, it says the sheep in the meadow or whatever. I did a cow and recharted a cow. He's a little small, a little calfling. And then the pear tree block right here was oranges, and I changed it to be pears since my maiden name was Pear Tree, maiden name meant Pear Tree. And then I changed some of the dates. Like there was numbers down here for this house. I was gonna try to make it our address, but I was gonna have to do a back stitch for it, and I didn't feel like it, so I just did the year. So yeah,
really cute.
I'm very happy with how it turned out. So that was my 24 piece, since it had 24 little blocks. So
Good. Now you're gonna leave that. See if we have a frame
yeah,
downstairs.
I'm leaving my whole. I have a whole bin
okay.
over here of
All right.
finishes that I'm just gonna leave, and next time I'm over, when we're
Yeah.
not up and down and whatnot,
Yeah.
we'll look for frames. I'm not in any hurry. Like I said, I
Yeah.
haven't even switched my house over yet. So, yeah. And then I think I'm going to get my stuff around and head home. It's about 11 o'clock on Sunday, and finish out my marathon, or getting my hours in at home. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready for a change in stitchy spot, I think.
Yeah. I know. We've stayed in the same spot.
Well, and it's like I can stay in my same spot at home easier because I think I'm used to that chair. I think it's harder when you're not in your spot.
Right.
So yeah, so I think I'm gonna get my stuff around, meander that way. I have stuff everywhere, so
Yeah. It's
it'll
gonna
be
take a little bit.
but I'm not in any rush or
cross-stitch your
hurry.
food,
So, yeah. So.
Okay.
We don't know what marathon this is. We don't count anymore. It was the 4th for the year. I think we did all 4 this year.
No, we skipped one.
Well, then we made it up. We skipped July because I had surgery, but we did it in September. I don't think we skipped any of the other ones. We did January, and I worked on the sampler piece, all of them. So,
We got 4 in.
So, for those of you that are asking, I usually release the dates during the planner, but surprise, they're going to pretty much be the same as next year. So it's whatever this weekend is in January, April, July, and October. So it's usually the third
yeah.
weekend, whatever kind of falls around the 20th.
Yeah.
Is when we do the dates. So that's gonna stay consistent. It just seems to work the best.
Yeah.
So that
Spacing's
way,
good.
those of you that are booking retreats and doing all of those things and need to know the dates, that's pretty much a solid bet. Doesn't seem to interfere with anything that we have. Like October's a crazy month for us because of birthdays and anniversaries and all that, and it seems to work. So those will be the dates for next year. I will be getting some more planner stuff done, and that will be released soon. And I'm hoping to get into a routine with filming at in between marathon things. I just haven't.
Yeah.
So
Life
I
is
don't do
calming
well
down,
when
so.
it feels like a chore. I want it to be something I like to do and that I want to do. So if it feels like, oh, I have to film, I just don't want to do it. So yeah. So you're gonna switch projects. Do you know what you're working on?
I may go back to that sampler I was
The
working
Christmas
on
one.
because I had some response there and start with a verse and get some more writing in now that I'm down below, and then I can go back and fill. So I'll see, or start a new one. I don't think I want to start a new one.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go back to that magnificent, whatever.
And I'm still so stuck on what I want to do next year and how I want to, part of me, I'm down to 130 whips, is I'd really like to get that back to a 40, something like that, and be able to, I don't know, but then I go into this thing where I could still finish a whole bunch of big things. It's not like I'm not finishing big things because I have all these, I don't know.
Right, you've done, yeah.
It's really hard to decide because I'm kind of frozen.
Well, you're
in that
good because
decision.
you can make a decision and then 2 days later change it, make another one. I mean, you're not stuck.
I know,
Once
I'm
figuring,
kind-
once
but
I
I'm
decide
kinda
that I
like-
can't change anything,
Yeah.
so as you think, and you've got time to do that.
I do.
So it's not like you can formulate a plan and decide you think you've got it, but you're not afraid to then a few days later something else pops in your mind and you tweak it, or you think, oh, I'd rather do and go with something else.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. And
Yeah.
but then once you get your plan, you stick to it. Well, and that's hard for you sometimes, I think, but you always come up with good plans.
When I do my
so-
plan, once I know the plan, I'm usually pretty much like, yep, this is it. It's just when it's still in that planning phase, I'm kind of like, I could do it this way or I could do it that way.
And I think that's good. That's a creativity in you, creativeness, quirkiness, whatever.
It's my mind, scary, scary place. So we hope that you enjoyed if you stitched along, and yes, we will be back for another stitching marathon. Bye.
Bye.
Oops. I hit the wrong button, so you're getting a little more of us. Bye.